The process to run Verifier can split into two parts. The first part is to connect to wallet and register as a verifier. This step is same for macOS, Linux and Windows. The second part is to run the verifier, and this part can be split into three little steps as shown in the red box. For each operating system, the command may be a little bit different from each other. Let's first begin with the first part to connect to wallet and register as a verifier. As this part is same for all operating systems, so we only show this in the macOS. On the left of the screen is the guide we will follow. I will put the link to this guide in the comment. At the beginning of this guide, it tells us to connect to wallet first. Click on the link will open the register page of Cysic Testnet, which I have opened on the right upper screen. Click on the Connect Wallet button on the right upper corner. In the pop-up wallet selection page, choose the wallet that you are using. Click on the wallet and you can connect to it. Choose the account you want to connect to by clicking Next and Confirm. Important, the current phase is open only to our participants on Verifier Node whitelist. If you didn't make it this time, don't worry. Stay active in our Discord community to keep up with future whitelist openings. Now we have finished Connect to Wallet, we can begin to register as a verifier. As shown in the guide, we scroll down to the button of Register page. Click on the Verifier button, we can go to the Verifier Register page. Fill in all the necessary information. The most important information is the reward chain address. The address can be copied from the top of this web page, and we will use this address when modify the verifier config file. Click Submit, Confirm and Sign. We will finish the verifier register process. We can see Register Success pop up on the right upper corner. In the dashboard of Verifier, we can find the verifier that we just created. Click on Details. We can enter the detail page of this verifier. We can see that the status of the verifier is not accepted yet. Scroll down on the guide page. We know we can begin part 2 to run the verifier, the red part in the diagram. Please make sure your hardware matches the hardware requirements. The first step is to download the verifier program and related library. Copy the code below the Mac section and paste them in your terminal and press Enter. This command will download the verifier and related library. These two files will be saved to a folder named Cysic Verifier. Continue scrolling down the guide web page. The second step is to create a config file for the verifier program. Copy all the commands below the Linux and Mac section. Paste them in the terminal and press Enter. The command will create a config file and we have to modify the claim reward address of this file. Copy the address of your account and use it to replace the claim reward address in the config file, then save the config file. Continue scrolling down the guide web page. Then we can begin to run the verifier, which is the last step. Copy all the command, paste them in the terminal and press Enter to run the verifier. If the verifier is running for the first time, it will create the verifier key pair. The local of the key is under .cysic keys folder. Important, do not modify the keys or delete them. Do not modify the keys or delete them. Do not modify the keys or delete them. Then the program will download some data for the verification. The data is about 4.1 GB and will be stored inside Scroll Prover folder. If we go back to the verifier detail page and refresh the page, we can find that the status is changed to accept. This is done by the verifier program and testnet server. After the big data is downloaded, it will be read by the verifier program, then the verify process can begin. If you can see the terminal output new block height, congratulations, it means you finished the whole process on macOS. You can go back to the dashboard to check if you get some points. As we just finished the whole verifier process on macOS, let's move to the Linux system, as it is very similar to macOS. We will skip the first part and assume you already connected the wallet account and have created a verifier which is in the pending status. Let's begin the first step of part 2. Copy the command and paste them in the terminal and press enter. It will download the verifier program and related library. Then we do the second step, create and modify the config file. Copy the command and paste them in the terminal and press enter. The command will create and write the config file of the verifier. The config file is under Cysic Verifier folder of the home directory. Then we have to open the config file and change the claim reward address. Save the file and we begin to run the verifier. This is the final step. In the third step on the Linux section, copy the first four command, paste them in terminal and press enter. Leave the last command, because we have to modify the start file. Open the start file. Add export keyword at the beginning. Then change the file from 1 line into 3 line like which is shown in the screen. Save this file, and we are ready to start the verifier program in terminal. Type start.ch in the terminal to start the verifier program. I have tested the verifier program on Linux before recording this video. So this is not my first time to launch the verifier program. So you can see in the terminal that the key is not generated again. And the 4.1 GB data is already downloaded. The new block height line came out very quickly. At this point, we have finished the verifier process on Linux, which is very similar to macOS. Now we will demonstrate how to run the verifier on Windows. Again, we refer to the guide webpage. And we assume you have finished the part 1, connect to wallet and register verifier. Now let's begin part 2 on Windows. First, we have to open PowerShell in administrator mode 2. Download the verifier program and related library. Then we copy and paste the command under Windows section into PowerShell and press enter. When the verifier program and related library is being downloaded, let's prepare for the config file. Copy all the command under Windows section and paste them in a text editor. Replace the claim reward address with your wallet address like we did for macOS and Linux. Then copy all the commands in the text editor. Wait for the PowerShell to finish downloading, then paste the command and press enter. The commands will create a config file with the correct reward address. As we scrolling down the guide webpage, the guide tells us to change the system path variable for Windows system. In order to add to the path variable, press the Win key on your keyboard and type env. Click on Edit System and Variable in the suggestion shown below. In the pop-up window, you can find the path variable. Click on it. In the new pop-up window, you can see that I have already added the Cysic verifier variable here. I will delete it and demonstrate how to add it again. Then click Confirm button to save the changes. You can also follow the guide webpage to update path variable if you find this familiar to you. Then we have to change the execution policy by copy and paste this command in PowerShell. Please type capital A and press Enter to update to place. Then we come to the last step, which is execute the verifier program. Unlike the macOS or Linux way, we don't launch the verifier in terminal. Instead, we go to the installation folder and click on the verifier program to run it. Please find the correct installation folder. Because my installation folder is different from the folder which is shown in the guide webpage. Double-click on the verifier program to launch it. The program will be started if you can see the new block height line. This means you have success in running the verifier in Windows. Conclusion time. The whole verifier running process can be divided into Part 1 and Part 2. Part 1 is for connecting to wallet and register verifier. We have to make sure our wallet address is in the whitelist. Part 1 is same for all operating system. Part 2 is for launching the verifier program on each operating system. The commands may be a little different on each platform, but the overall process stays the same. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any doubt about anything, please feel free to contact us.